Today I'm going to be making something really yummy. I am making classic apple pie. So I've got some apples here. I've got 9 medium-sized apples, a half a cup of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. So those are the ingredients, so let's get on with the filling. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to peel all of our apples and we're going to slice them all up. And to make this video quite a bit shorter, I'm not going to show you this whole process. So what I'll do is I guess I'll do 1 or 2 and then I'll come back when they're all done. Now if you have an apple corer, that works very well. It's a little tool, it's a little circle, and what you do is you take it and you punch right down the middle of your apple, and that's an easy way to do it. Or you can just do it the old-fashioned way and just cut around the core and then slice up your apples like that. And just cut them thinly, just like that. Just like that. And I've got a bowl here, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all of my apples in the bowl. So I'm going to continue this. I'm going to do all of these apples and I will come back when they're all done. Okay, I'm slowly getting through my apples. Getting down to the last few here. I just wanted to show you another way of cutting them. There are different ways that people like to cut their apples. Another little technique that you can do is you can grab a little scoop like this, little melon baller, and you can put it on each end. So you can do 1 there, 1 on the top, just like that. Then cut it through the middle. Grab your melon baller 1 more time, scoop, there we go. 1 more time here, and there we go. Okay? The other way you can do it first is to peel it first. So this is my last one here. Okay, so you can peel it first, then grab your melon baller, again, 1 there, 1 there, cut through it in the middle, grab it again, 1 little scoop like that, 1 little scoop like that. So you can see it's more efficient to do it this way other than this way, because now you have to come and, you know, it's going to take you a few more seconds. So you can see this is not, you know, the way that you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to peel it first and then slice it. It's just easier. Just thought I would show you different ways because everybody has a different technique. You can see that it's, you know, taking a little bit longer because you've got to do 2 pieces, and when you have a round apple you can just keep going round and round. So there we go. So all of these are ready. There we go, there's just a little piece on that one. There we go. And then what you can do is just do wedges, just like that. And our last one. And now at this point, now that we've got that, I'm going to grab my lemon juice and I'm just going to pour it over there. Just like that. And we've got a little wooden spoon here. And we'll just mix that around. The lemon juice, what it does is, because it is an acid, it helps prevent the apple from going brown. So there we go. Alright, our next step, I am just going to take my sugar, my flour, and my cinnamon, mix it all together. Just until it's well combined. You could just dump it in directly, but you don't want your flour to clump up, so this just helps that. because it is combining with the other ingredients, mainly the sugar. So there we go, that's good. And then I'm just going to take this, sprinkle it on, and now we're just going to mix this together. And this is ready to go. So you just mix it up until it's well combined. And this is ready. And our next step is to get on with our pie crust. I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I will mention that in the recipe, so you'll see that pop up on screen. And then we're going to reduce our heat down to 350 degrees after this is baked, a little while. So let me just get all of this mixed in. I will give you exact directions, don't worry. And there's my oven coming up to temperature, 425 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, there we go, and that's good. So now we're going to start on the pie dough. Okay, we're back, and I have my pie dough here. And if you're wondering where this came from, this is a recipe that we made in another video, and I will link to this at the end of this video. So to see this part of the recipe, where I made the actual dough, there's a link at the end of this video. So there we go, there's our beautiful pie dough. That's our no-fail pie dough, very, very simple. You can see all the nice pieces of fat in there, just like a good quality steak. And we're just going to get this into a nice circle. A little bit of flour. I have my offset spatula. This helps me out quite a bit. There we go, a little bit more flour. And I have a 9-inch pan. I'll show you it here. This is what I'm going to be using today. It's a Teflon pan. We'll be using that for our apple pie. Alright, and that looks pretty good. You can see that we're going to get a little bit of an overhang, so that's good. We will grab our dough right here and just gently put it over your rolling pin and just roll it up. Center your pan, here we go, just like that. And then just gently let it fall in, just like that. Now at this point, you do have the option of placing this in the fridge and just chilling it, you know, maybe 20 minutes or so, just to let the dough relax again, since we were working it. I'm not going to do that today, but you can do that if you wish. So there we go. And now we're ready for our filling. Okay, so we're ready for our filling, and we'll just get all of that in there, just like that. Now, depending on how much apple you want in a recipe, you can add more apple than this if you wish. You know, the filling is never going to be exactly the same because apples are never the same size. You know, I could probably put another maybe 3 apples worth and get it really, really heaped up. But you can do, it's all up to you. It's your choice. So there we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to roll out our top piece. Alright, we will start on our top crust. There we go. Now this crust doesn't have to be rolled out as much. Just get that covered. If you also don't want to use as much flour, what you can do is you can roll your dough between 2 pieces of wax paper. A lot of people do that. It all depends on what you like to do and what you're comfortable with. You can see all of our nice pieces of fat in there. In this case, this is our shortening. Alright, that looks ready. Looks large enough, so I'm just going to gently put it over the rolling pin. We will bring our pie back into frame here. There we go. And then what you want to do is just eyeball it right in the middle, just like that. And there we go. And now it all depends, at this point, it all depends on what kind of, crust, little formation or design you want to make on the, the actual pie. Some people don't like as much crust, so it all depends on what you want. What I like to do is just take it and just fold both over, just like that. So I'm taking the inner and the outer and just folding it. If you want to get really fancy, you can go around and cut around with scissors or a knife. I'm not going to. I like a rustic looking pie. So I'm just going to go around like this. You can also take water and put it in between if you wish. I'm not doing that today. I'm just pushing it together just like that. So I'm actually taking both layers and flipping them over on themselves just like that. The main thing that you want to be careful of is that you don't have sharp edges on your dough. Anything that's really, really sharp, the oven tends to see that, it seeks it out, and it will burn those areas. So you should concentrate on that. So make sure you can take your hand and kind of just go over it like this. Just like that. And there we go. All right. What you can also do too is take your finger and your thumb and just go around like this. Or you can take the back of a knife and do the same kind of thing. Go around like this, push it on the diagonal, just like this. Many, many different ways you can finish off a pie shell. There are no rules, anything you like. If you have a little bit of extra dough, you can cut out little leaves and you can just place the leaves all the way around. And when you're doing something like that, you do want to use either water or milk. Some people will use an egg wash. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of an egg wash bath over this. I have an egg yolk, just the yolk, and a tablespoon of water. So I just want to mix that up well. It always mixes up well with a fork rather than with your actual little silicone brush. So there we go, that's good. And then I'm going to take this and we're just going to paint that on. So just get it on there, paint it around. And the last thing that we're going to do before this hits the oven is we're going to create a little escape for the steam that's going to, happen because of all of the ingredients, the apples, all the moisture in the apples. It needs a way to, come out of our pie. So we're going to create a little, way for it to go, and that is by using a knife and just making some slits. Perfect. So I have my knife, and we'll just do some nice little slits, so you can just go back and forth, just like that. Do a few here. I'm just doing little diagonals. Just like that. Perfect. Maybe a couple over here. And there we go. Maybe one more over here. Okay, perfect. The last thing before I forget, I'm going to just sprinkle some turbinado sugar on the top. Another name for this is raw sugar. If you don't have that, you can just sprinkle regular white sugar. This is a very coarse sugar, and it's a very nice sugar. I'm just going to sprinkle that over. Not too much, just like that. So I'm going to pop this into my 425 degree oven for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to drop the heat to 350 degrees and I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes more or until it's golden brown. So off to the oven. I'm also going to put this on a baking tray in case it leaks. There we go. And off to the oven, and I'll see you in quite a while. Alright, so my pie has been cooling for a few hours right now. I baked it 425 degrees for the first 15 minutes, and then what I did was I baked it at 350. I dropped the temperature down from 425 down to 350, and I baked it a total of 50 minutes. So there we have it. So total of 50 minutes at that 350 degree mark. So there we go, and there's my beautiful pie. All right, let's just cut into this and see what we have. And there we go. Yum. Classic apple pie. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.